FIFA 14 is the most iconic FIFA. It is as simple as that, lads. If you was using Eddie Johnson and Malappa up top, playing on the World Cup game mode, or watching KSI versus Rotoshaw Pink Slips, this FIFA leaves a lot in your memory of nostalgia to look back on. And it's for this reason that we're going to break into in this video. Now, in my opinion, I believe 14 is the most iconic. 14 is typically the first FIFA that you think of when looking back. Now, there are some FIFAs which are also very close. Ones that come to mind is 12, 13, and 15 for a lot of people, and this is going to start off my first point. By the way, if you're new here, then please drop a sub button. We are so close to my end of year goal of 255,000 subscribers. We're now a few hundred away now, so please, if you're new here, drop that sub button for more content like this. And let's also hit 3,000 likes, because you guys have been smashing it so much recently, and it helps out the video so much. So, and what are you here for? Oh yeah, the video. Let's go. FIFA 14 succeeded, not because of the game itself, but the success around it. If it was not for the ever-growing success of FIFA 12 and also 13, that 14 would not be anywhere near as successful as what it would be. You can put this down to a lot of factors. FIFA 14 had, of course, access to not just the Xbox 360 market, but also the Xbox One market. This may not be a big reason, however, when it comes to having more people who may not have played FIFA for a while hop on the game, this does make a massive difference, and for a lot of people, this is their first ever FIFA for that reason alone. FIFA 14 is officially the second most bought copy of FIFA in its history. With 17.31 million units sold of FIFA 14, it is only just behind FIFA 15 for the most bought copies. So that's the boring stuff out the way. Let's get into the actual good stuff. I'm gonna say one word that will make half of you guys completely flip your shit. Soundtrack. FIFA 14 has undoubtedly, without fail, the best soundtrack in FIFA history, and I will go to my grave and I will fight for this. Banger after banger after banger after banger. Right now on your screen, this is the entire soundtrack list. Now, unlike 17, which I didn't even play, most of this video could literally just be me just playing you the soundtrack, and this could be enough of a reason to make this game iconic. Hitted by the American Authors, Alive by Empire of the Sun, Running by David Dallas, I Know It's You by Gods, I'm With You Group Love, Dreaming, Small Pools, The City 1975, On Our Way by The Royal Concept, Love Me Again by John Newman, Purple, Yellow, Red and Blue by Portugal, Love Natural by Crystal Fighters, Lived a Lie by Yumi at 6, and there's probably a few more which I don't even need to say. I'm just gonna play a bit of each song right now, just to give you just that feeling. Let's go.
Some say if you don't go, then you won't know how to let go when you gotta let go. Anyone want to hear?
They ain't got no muscle, no hustle, no backbone. I stand alone, not tripping.
I've been infected with restless whispers and cheats. Can you even hear me? Do you even? I'm with you. I need to know now.
Perde o medo da morte.
Simbora! Seja amor como se não houvesse amanhã. Somebody told me that I believe when the world stopped turning. I believe when the storm.
Is anyone else really hard right now? When it comes to nostalgia, sound is one of the most important factors, and if you have played FIFA and you have not got memories of you making a non-rare team just because you feel like it, sending that Messi on the market, a Benteke, and thinking that one day someone will accept it, or simply playing career mode, or just playing with your friends at home, if you have not got memories of like any of this, then I do not believe that you played FIFA 14, because this is part and parcel of the entire experience. It's not just the gameplay, it's not just the features, but it's also how it feels, and the soundtrack epitomizes everything. And this is just one part of the puzzle, boys. There's many, many more, and I'm getting into number 2 right now. It was this FIFA that Ultimate Team was obviously taking much more priority than other features, which means that a lot of marketing went straightly into Ultimate Team. Yes, this FIFA Chem Styles was introduced, which has been a fundamental part of Ultimate Team ever since. Including that, they brought back online single matches, and also one massive part is that you can actually search for players' names on the market. Now, I don't know about you, but just imagine you playing FIFA now and that you can't search up a player's name to buy them. You've got to go into the specific position and in club and nation and league and all that stuff. This made things so much easier back in the day. But the main part which made this FUT stand out is the diverse range of options that you had on a regular basis. If you know me and my channel, then you know that I've got a series that I do an experiment each weekend, and I show you guys how many times that I face Mendy, Varane, and Joe Gomez. They are very, very popular, very good players, but because of the lack of other options, these are the only ones you can go for in current FIFA 21. Back in this FIFA, my guy, the options that you had was disgusting. I will just start naming players, which was fun, cheap, and from a variety of leagues and nations. Let's go. Ibarbo, Draxler, Balotelli, Benteke, Jovetic, Eder, David Luiz, Jackson Martinez, De Bruyne, Dyke Miller, Eddie Johnson, Malapa, Aubameyang, Mandzukic, Luis Gustavo, Pogba, Guarin, Vidal, Memphis Depay, Agbonlahor, Bakali, Shekawi, Daniel Sturridge, Moreno, Okore, Di Natale. I can keep going. Lads. These are players from a variety of leagues, some more expensive than others, but not many, of players which are incredible. The beauty of 14 is that you just never put down one route or the other. I don't know why I remember this so well, but I did. On Christmas Day, I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning because I was excited to open presents, right? But I had to go kill time. And you know what I did? I made myself a full non-rare team because I just felt like it, and it was amazing. I had Draxler on one side, with the other side being De Bruyne. It was so much fun. Just a simple non-rare team. I did not have to do that. I didn't need to do that, and that's something that you'll never see nowadays. You'll never see someone go with a non-rare team in FIFA 21 unless if they're literally going crazy, because guess what? You're not going to do well because they are so poor behind the other players that it is just not fun. And also, there's not really a place to really play them other than maybe friendlies. You got rivals, which is sweaty. FUT champs are sweaty, and friendlies is also pretty sweaty because everyone's there just to win. I want you to let me know right now, what team were you rocking back in FIFA 14? Was it a 4-1-2-1-2 Bundesliga team? Was it a 4-3-1-2 Serie A team? Was it a 3-5-2 BPL team? Did you have Felipe Santana, Dede, David Luiz, Ramirez, these guys at the back? Let me know what you guys were rocking, because I guarantee it is a lot more of a variety than what it is nowadays. And let's get to part number 3 of this video, and I mean, what else can I say other than the World Cup game mode? The difference between FIFA 13 and 15, and what makes 14 the one that is more special for me anyway, that is that it had the World Cup mode in FUT, and also you can also say the separate game that you can buy, which I also had as well. Take me back, man. The Brazil World Cup was a World Cup full of memories for me, don't get me wrong, and I can remember just playing football while watching each game and going back home and playing FIFA and recording a video. My life was simple back then, not gonna lie. I just finished my year 11 GCSEs, so I am free from the entire world. It was a perfect time for me. If it's the music or if it's the colours of the entire event, the features were great, which you had a knockout mode, which is basically like the World Cup, which you have a group stage and then the actual knockout rounds. You can only use players that you've packed. There is no transfer market, which is a incredible concept, which I'm surprised that they've not taken advantage of at all, because the idea of you being forced to only use players that you packed, it actually adds more to opening packs. It makes you a lot more tense, and you are looking for certain players in certain positions for your team. I would never be excited for packing a Leighton Baines back in this FIFA, but because I needed a left back, which was from Europe and was from England, he was perfect for me, so when I packed him, it made me buzzed. Now next up, let's get into the gameplay. What was the gameplay like? And this is the only thing that I can really say, which is, it kind of dumbs down FIFA in a way, and that is that it was completely broken to crosses. Crosses, corners were pretty much penalties. Header goals was a large chunk of goals that you would concede in this game. This FIFA made the likes of Benteke and made the likes of Mandzukic insane. I used the 4-1-2-1-2 with the likes of Aubameyang and Mandzukic because they weren't only just good at shooting but also amazing in the air, and that was a very, very important thing. For some reason, defenders just struggled to actually keep an eye on the ball, and that led to a lot of goals being scored from headers this year, which a lot of people may not like, and I can completely understand that. However, my only thing I can say in that is that when you think of football, especially a football game, the most fun part to do is to score goals. So if scoring goals is relatively easy, it makes a lot of people play it longer because they can score goals, which makes it that if you're maybe a poor player and you're in a game and you know that your opponent is better than you, then you've always got that one little hope that, you know, if you get down wide and whack the ball in, then you have a hope of winning the game or corner or anything like that. So that's one thing I can say which can make this game feel better for different types of people. Other than headers, things like over top through balls were very OP in this FIFA. Long shots were also really good, but you can also score a variety of goals if his chip shots were very OP. There was a large variety of ways to score goals. The gameplay was relatively fast. It wasn't insane speed, but it got the job done. I remember that by far one of the most overpowered skill moves to do was the body feint. The body feint to go 90 degrees left and 90 degrees right. It gave you such a good acceleration boost, and I remember that being very OP to do. To use that to cut inside and then finesse it top bins. But yet again, most people just use that to then end up putting a cross in and then score from a header. Looking back at it now, watching these videos, that most goals I see are pretty much headers. And speaking of videos, and this follows me perfectly to my next point, and that is that this was, in my opinion, peak FIFA YouTube. Now, a lot of people like me back in the day, you played FIFA, but you didn't just play FIFA, you also watched FIFA on YouTube, and this was the peak time of the likes of KSI, peak time of the likes of Rotashaw, the Penfez in the scene, Bateson, A9 Skills, My Player. There were so many peak videos, and it also brought the community together. I would never forget the amount of wagers and pink slips that I watched back in these days. Lucas, Rossi HD, Gomph, Anison, Gib, Matt HD, Gamer, Miniminter. The scene was largely dominated by KSI, of course, and also Rotashaw, getting 5 million views, 8, 10, 12, 16 million views on a singular video. When was the last time that you saw a FIFA video get more than like 3 million views? You don't see that happen. Maybe once or twice a year you may see that ever. And these guys were hitting it on a regular basis, hitting 3 million views. 3 million views? That's just a normal video. And this is why it's iconic, because not just that most people have bought this FIFA, but also more people have watched this FIFA compared to others. The only person I could ever get more than 3 million views in this entire community is Rotashaw. That's the only person. Like, literally, not anyone else, just Rotashaw. And for me, pink slips and wagers was the best way to get the community together. To see one community with one YouTuber against another YouTuber and his community battling it out. And you see the comment section with people of them going crazy. They're losing 1, 2, 3, 5 million coins on one game of FIFA, which was insane at the time. And I try my best to try and bring this back, but I've tried like 3-4 times, boys. Wagers and pink slips are done. It hurts me. It hurts my soul to say this, but sadly it is done. And imitation is still important. I started off YouTube doing pink slips and wagers with FIFA. I did that and also a Burnley career mode. My entire YouTube channel, and I guarantee your favorite FIFA YouTubers started off YouTube or at least have done wagers and pink slips. They were also part of this time period for, I'd say, about 75% of them. That's how important it was, and it made people who want to be a FIFA YouTuber, and most of them are now YouTubers to this day, like me, like whoever else that you know. Nowadays, what is it? What is it? You've got to be either insane at the game to be a YouTuber half time, especially if you're starting from nothing, or spend a absolute ton of money. Have a look on your YouTube sub box if you're subscribed to any FIFA people, and what do you see? You see share play pack openings of people opening other people's packs, or RCG, which is them using very similar plays to everyone else, and is basically just content YouTubers that relies on a new piece of content each day from EA, otherwise there's nothing to applaud. This community has sadly dumbed down, and that's just how it is now. Now, of course, I've not mentioned much about career mode or about pro clubs. That's because I didn't really play an awful lot of pro clubs in this FIFA, but I did play a lot of career mode, and this is when they brought in the global transfer network for the first time, which was a massive change to how FIFA ran. You had scouts, and that was massive. You had a squad hub, and the entire screen was completely changed, and it had a brand new, fresh feeling. Different menus, different UI, different cutscenes. So on a career mode side of things, this also felt like a new experience. I actually played a lot of my player career mode in this FIFA as well, because I was incredibly bored at the time, and if you have an imagination, then you can let it go. However, it's sad that it's not changed really at all since 14 in terms of the actual my player career mode, which is upsetting. In terms of pro clubs, it was pretty much just have fun with your mates. Like, I didn't have many mates who play pro clubs, so I don't know. But from what I expect and from what I've heard, it's just casual fun. Just lean back and just do a bunch of a bonus or something. And I think I'm going to end it there. Thank you all for sticking by with me this entire time. It does mean a lot. If you guys do enjoy, then tell me your thoughts down below about FIFA 14, because I honestly believe this is the most iconic FIFA. The first FIFA that you think of out of any of them. And if you guys did enjoy, smash a like button. Let's hit 3,000 likes, and we are currently 800 subscribers away from 235,000. My end of year goal is 235k. We're almost there, so if you can help me out here, drop that sub button. It will mean a lot. And lads, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your time. Enjoy yourselves, boys. Have a happy new year if you've seen this now, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.